All right, so day 8, a little over the week mark. Glad to be here. Woke up today at a early time. Felt proud of that, but I got up. I didn't use my phone to get up, which was it's a big change over how I used to wake up. I used to just scroll Twitter, something like that, to get the mind rolling. But it kind of sets a precedent for your day about where do you turn when you're tired, and so I got outside. It's dark outside, which is nice and cool, and ran my little mile, and then in the shower after the fact, I was kind of thinking about how weird it is that I am just now starting to internalize the need to just be sacrificing with everything. And like I mentioned, this is not something that I do perfectly. I don't want you to think that people are looking at me and seeing, the living embodiment of sacrifice by any means. I think it's quite the opposite at times. But I want you to understand that, this is something that I really have been thinking about lately, and maybe I'm spurring you to think about the same thing. But yeah, I was in the shower and I was thinking about, kind of like what is my life going to be? And if it's not going to be me sacrificing myself for others, then it is going to be me sacrificing others for myself, others' needs for my own needs. And, if we think about it, we kind of make these subconscious or unconscious decisions that we must steal bits of life for ourselves so that we don't get gypped on the things that we want, right? We see these things, these temporal kind of satisfactions, and we say, man, if I can't grab that, if I can't own that, then I don't want anything else. Whether it's momentary satisfactions with whatever it is, and for whatever reason, we have a hard time saying no to that. And I've had a hard time saying no to that. And so I'm in the shower, I'm thinking about why it is that I'm just now considering this. As a Christian, I do believe that Christ made the ultimate sacrifice. He sacrificed his life, and he gave his entire life. And if it is true, right, that I believe that after this life there's something better, then why do I have such a hard time laying this life aside? And so it was just something that I think that I hope I really do internalize as a man, making myself ready to give up every day for those around me, knowing that at the end of it all, I will be thankful that I did that instead of sacrificing their needs for my own wants. Especially because I think, you give it a little bit of time and you look back and you find yourself proud of yourself for the moments that you did say no to yourself for others. And I think in a way, this goes beyond just motivation, right? Thinking about like motivational videos or whatever. But, working hard, right, requires a lot of sacrifice. It requires a lot of you saying no to yourself for others. And I think, if your motivation isn't somehow founded in trying to be what others need, then I don't know how long it can last, right? I don't know how long we can have selfish motivation, right? Needing to put others down for ourselves, or needing to beat others or compete with others. And, I feel like at this point in my life, when I wake up and I go to work and I do these things, yes, at some level, I really want to do it for myself, right? But I also really want to do it for those around me, to make those around me proud of me. Not that they're not already proud of me, but I want to have them look at me and see a man who's willing to lay it all on the line for them in every aspect. But I also want to make myself proud, knowing that this is what my life was meant to be like. My life was meant to be one of sacrifice. We tell stories of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. We tell stories of those who gave up opportunities for themselves. I mean, I look at the movie It's a Wonderful Life, and George Bailey, and I hope this isn't a spoiler for anybody, so if it is, you can feel free to pause and wait till tomorrow. But George Bailey grew up and he wanted to travel and he wanted to see the world, be an architect. And right before he was about to go off to school, his dad got sick and he had to take over the bank, right? And so he had to stay in his hometown, this place he felt like was, boxing him in, fencing him in, keeping him from his dreams. Right. Fast forward a few years, he's married, and he's just about to go on his honeymoon, go travel with his wife, right? And there's a bank run. And if you know anything about bank runs back in the Great Depression, right? People were running to the bank asking for all their money, and because banks don't hold all of the savings that people deposit, right? They didn't have the money, and so he had to give all the money that he had to pay off his creditors, right? The people who had given money to the bank, and so. It's this cyclical, stuck feeling that he gets himself in, feeling like every time he's about to grab what he wants or he needs, he gets stuck giving others what they need, right? And you fast forward a few more years, and he's kind of upset with himself. He feels locked in. He feels like he never got to actualize his potential, so to speak, but he's got children now, right? He is quite confined, I'd say in a good way. But he's about to commit suicide when this angel visits him and shows him what his life would be like without him, essentially showing him all the ways that he's benefited other people's lives. And the point of the movie is not to make you feel so good about yourself and so needed that you have this overwhelming sense of other people's reliance on you, but it's to show George, and through George, show us that the most important things in life are sometimes the things we overlook or the things we don't value as important. And I think for myself, that can be the things that I overlook as needless sacrifices and putting myself first. Whether it's, doing something with my wife and rather than talking with her, being on my phone and scrolling, or when I'm at work, by myself, doing something that I know isn't productive. Not that I have to be productive all the time, but doing something that I know is going to harm me. Like giving up early or doing whatever. And, today I got tired at work and, I don't have anything else to do, right? I don't have like some, other job. It's like, this is my job. This is my goal for today, is to work hard. And so I got tired. I gave myself a second. I took a little rest for like 5 minutes, didn't look at my phone or anything like that to pull me away from the work. But I took that 5 minutes and I got back. Because I had nothing else to do. And I knew that the most important thing for me was to finish the work that I set out for in the day. And not that I always feel like I get that or I feel that, right? It's not even like I felt like I finished as much as I wish that I'd finished today. But I do look at the day and I see that I sacrificed a little bit of myself for the things I feel like are important and for others who I feel are important. And, I leave that with you today, to sacrifice something of yourself, right? And to really put your trust in that, and to lean into the fact that there are other things that are better than what we might comprehend at this moment. And you won't regret sacrificing yourself for others, but you will regret making others sacrifice themselves for you. And so I hope that tomorrow and tonight you're encouraged to start anew. If this is the first time you're watching a video like this, I hope that you join me in this journey, holding myself accountable, hopefully holding you accountable as well. Know that if you've stumbled a little bit, there's grace. Let's get back on track. Let's forget the past. Let's make this day 1 for you. It's only day 8 for me, and let's keep pushing forward and making something of our life that we'll be proud of. So hope to see you tomorrow, and